Hey everyone, I'm Stephanie and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review of different high-end concealers, so doing a little bit of a comparison and letting you know my top favourite high-end concealers, as concealers are one of my favourite makeup products. It's really great for hiding any blemishes or those dark under circles, which are probably one of my worst problem areas. So if you want to keep watching this video and if you like it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Let's get started with the reviews. So guys, I have taken all my makeup off and on a clean face we will start testing out the high-end concealers. So I'm going to start from lowest priced high-end concealer and then go up to the most expensive and do one on each eye to compare. And all of these concealers I use regularly and really like, so they're all definitely great concealers, but which is the best, and also at different price points as well, but all within the high-end category. So the first concealer I really love, and it is the Clinique All About Eyes concealer, and I'm in shade Light Petal. This is probably one of my first high-end concealers that I started using and have used it for probably, yeah, since I was a teenager, so well over like 10 years. Really been loving this, and it's just a really good full coverage, very creamy. You do have to squeeze it out so it comes in like a tube, so I normally just apply this one with my fingers, but you could apply it with a concealer brush as well if you wanted to. So this one has a little bit of a pinky undertone, so it will neutralize the dark circles as well. So I'm just patting that on to the under eye area and then we will blend it out, and I'll just put it on my eyelid as well because that is what I normally would do with concealer, as I use it as a primer for shadow. And normally I would put my foundation on first and then concealer, so I'm just doing this a little bit different because we're just trying to see how much coverage it gets. And also I did do a video like this comparing affordable drugstore concealer, so I will link that below as well so that you guys can see if you want to spend less money on good concealers. Check that video out. So the other eye, I'm going to use the Naked Skin concealer from Urban Decay, and it looks like this, and it's in shade Light Neutral, and the Clinique retails for £17. And this one retails for £17.50 from Urban Decay, and this does come with a nice applicator, so you can just go straight on and draw it on. This is a really hydrating, moisturising feeling concealer. It definitely feels more lightweight than the Clinique, and it just really moisturises. This one is a little bit more full coverage, I feel, but this one is super hydrating, so it's really nice. And we will blend these both. I look a little bit crazy now. We will blend out and see the outcome. So I'm just going to take my Real Technique blending sponge and blend these out. And then I will set my concealer with the No Colour RCMA powder, just because this is what I would do normally, so just so that we can see the final look. So this is the Urban Decay side and this is the Clinique side. From both of these, I really like the shades that the Urban Decay come in because they've got the neutral, and you can also get a yellow undertone or a red undertone. The Clinique is lovely, and I would say out of these two, the Urban Decay side definitely blends out quickest and easier, but I really do like the Clinique as well. So out of these two ones, which would I pick? I think I would probably pick out of these two good ones, I'd pick Naked Skin, but I do love the Clinique as well. But if I had to pick one of these, I would probably pick the Naked Skin, just because it is so moisturising feeling and the shade selection I prefer. So the next two concealers that we're going to review are the MAC Pro Long Wear Concealer, and if any of you guys watch my videos, you know how much I love this one. And the other one we're going to compare it with is the MAC Mineralizing Concealer, and it looks like this. So I'll put MAC Pro Longwear on this side and then MAC Mineralizing, and I'm in shade NC20 for the Pro Longwear and I'm in NC20 for MAC Mineralizing Concealer, and these both retail for £18. So now I have cleaned my face and taken off that other concealer. We're going to go MAC Pro Longwear on this side and MAC Mineralize on this side. So the MAC Pro Longwear, it has a little pump, so it doesn't have an applicator. So again, you can either use your fingers to get it on the under eye or a concealer brush. So this is a really, I'm just going to use my finger today. Normally I would use a concealer brush, but because we're just doing the test, I'll use my fingers. And fingers are just as good. You can just pat it on, and I'll put it on my eyelids as well. This has got a really yellow undertone to it, which is really good for brightening, and it's a really full coverage concealer, so absolutely love this concealer. So I'll put that on and then we will blend out, don't worry. And the MAC Mineralizing one, it comes a little bit differently. It has a little applicator, and this is meant to be a very hydrating, more light coverage, and also meant to be very good if you've got any sort of sensitive skin because of the mineralizing effect. And then we'll just put a little bit on the eyelid as well. So because it does have the little brush, it's quite handy and quite quick. So we will quickly blend these out with this sponge. So guys, this is the blended out concealer, and also got some translucent powder to set it. So this side the Pro Longwear, this side the MAC Mineralizing. So out of these two, I really love the MAC Pro Longwear because it just gives so full coverage and it doesn't crease. It's so well all day, so it lasts super long. And I do love the mineralizing one. It's very hydrating, and I feel like the mineralizing one would be good if you have really, say, very deep wrinkles or very sort of more sensitive skin, or also if you don't have as black rings as me and need to cover. So I feel like the mineralizing definitely does still cover your circles, it just doesn't give it as full coverage. So since they're both priced at the same place, I would pick this one for my own skin because my dark circles are so bad, and then I would put this one second out of these two. But like I said, both are really great concealers. It just depends what you're looking for, super full coverage or a more lightweight hydrating coverage on this side. So the next two concealers I'm going to review is the Lock-It from Kat Von D and the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. So the Lock-It concealer you can get in Debenhams in the UK, and it retails for £20. And the NARS you can get in ASOS or Space NK or a number of department stores, and it is £22.50. So the Lock-It I'm in shade L3 Warm, and in NARS I'm in shade Light to Vanilla. So let's get these on and see how they look. So we're going to put Lock-It on this side, the Lock-It from Kat Von D. It's got a nice little applicator. It's a very full coverage, and they have a great selection of colours to pick from. So I've went for quite a light one with a little bit of a yellow undertone just to bring brightness, and we'll put some on the eyelid. And it's really, I look super crazy. It's a really great concealer. And then on the other side I'm going to put my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and again it's got an applicator as well, so it's really nice and it's really hydrating and gives a lovely coverage. And then we will just quickly blend this out and put some translucent powder and then come back. So guys, this is the blended out and compressed powder, translucent powder put on top of the Lock-It and the NARS Radiant Creamy. So out of these two, I really love the Lock-It for the full coverage. It's really lovely. And then I love the NARS, is literally my new favourite of all time concealers practically. I super love this one. It feels like your own skin but gives good coverage, and it doesn't crease at all on your under eyes, and it doesn't move. So this concealer is super good for full coverage and it doesn't move, but it feels a little bit more like you're wearing concealer, whereas this one gives really full coverage and doesn't move all day, but it feels more like your natural skin. So I feel like both are really good depending on the look you want to go. So I feel like for day full coverage and even evening, this is like super winner. And then this is a little bit more noticeable that you're wearing concealer, but not like too much. But definitely the NARS for me out of these two is the winner. But I do love the Lock-It as well, so I really love both of these. These are like probably two of my favourites. So yeah, out of these two I pick the NARS, and that's £22.50 and that's 20. So out of all of the ones that I talked about, my top three favourite high-end concealers, it's going to be In third place, the Lock It Concealer from Kat Von D. Second place is MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and this, I can't believe I'm putting this second because it's like, I really, really, really love this concealer. And for any photos or like really special occasions, this is the one I would definitely go for. But my new current favourite is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and it's just such a beautiful concealer, so it's definitely currently my #1 concealer. I feel really bad to MAC Pro Longwear because I'm going to say both. Maybe I'm going to put these, yeah, I'm going to Kat Von D #2, and I'm going to have to put these joint second, joint first, because MAC Pro Longwear I do love so much, and NARS, I really love them, so I can't really pick out of these two, so these are my two top favourite high-end concealers. I did want to talk to you quickly about one other concealer that was high-end, and it is the Bobbi Brown Creamy Concealer and Sheer Finishing Press Powder Kohl Sand Creamy Concealer. It's in shade Kohl Sand, and this looks like this, and it comes like this with a little mirror and concealer on this side and then powder on this side. So this retails for £25, and it's a really, really creamy, sort of quite thick consistency. This is what it looks like. Just watch it. It looks like, where is it? Yeah, there. So this is £25, and this is sort of not a miss, but I wanted to talk about it because I bought this for my under eye, and it really, I don't feel like it works super well under eye, especially if you're putting it on top of foundation. It's actually okay if you just want it to do a very light sort of BB cream or tinted moisturiser or really, really light foundation, and then you put this on under eyes. It seems to work okay, but when you put it on top of a very full coverage foundation, it doesn't really work that well. It just goes a bit more clumpy and cakey on the under eye area. What it is good for is, as I said, if you're wearing a very light foundation, then it gives good coverage over a very light foundation. And also, if you've got like maybe like I've got a mole here, or if you had spots that you were trying to hide, you could put that on top of it. And then it does have this little yellow powder, which reminds me of the Anastasia Beverly Hills setting powder. So it is quite nice that you get the little thing, but I find for under eyes, I feel like it's a little bit of a miss if you're doing a full coverage foundation and then that on top. It's too much, it's harder to blend out. So yeah, I did want to mention this just because it was £25, which is actually my most expensive concealer. I would say unless you're going to use it to cover spot area or you wear very light foundations, then I wouldn't actually recommend this one. But I do love Bobbi Brown products, and some of my favourite products are from Bobbi Brown. But I thought I'd just mention that to you guys, and also maybe some of you find that concealer really, really good. But guys, do let me know what your favourite high-end concealers are, or your favourite concealers, and like I said, I'll link the more affordable concealer review down below in case you haven't got the budget for more expensive ones and want to try cheaper, really great concealers as well. So that is all my favourite high-end concealers that I've talked about, and I just wanted to say thanks for watching the video, and do subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!